This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Well, the State of Origin opener is tonight in Adelaide. It's going to be absolutely enormous. Mel Meninga is our special guest this morning, and he is the greatest of all time. In fact, he is an immortal and the Australian coach, just to name a couple of things. Mel, good morning.
Oh, good morning. What's immortal mean? I'm not quite sure yet, but anyway, thank you.
It means that you weren't frightened during COVID.
I'm still alive. Here we go. Yeah, well done.
That's right.
Well, yeah. Hey, Mel, you've played in all the State of Origin victories when you were at Queensland. You guys absolutely dominated New South Wales. And, of course, when you were coaching as well. God, it must be such a... Does it get the blood pumping just only a couple of days after this game? Thinking about all that?
Well, yeah, it does. It's very difficult because I'm actually staying in the New South Wales Players Hotel here in Adelaide.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I know.
What are you doing?
Are
What are
you
you doing?
spying?
Are
What
you,
are you
are you in the kitchen poisoning them? What's happening?
Well, I'm the Australian coach, so apparently I've got to be neutral.
Jeez.
Well, you're not.
I've got to be
Not,
neutral.
though. Like,
Isn't that terrible
Yeah.
when you're put in a position where you can't
Yes.
poison everyone?
yes.
No, I've got my maroon shirt on tonight. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
So,
I was going to
yeah,
say.
so-
I mean, like, if
Always-
Queensland
once the
score, you're
Queenslander-
going to be jumping up and down.
Yeah, once a Queenslander, always a Queenslander. I'm in a private box all by myself, apparently.
That's not
That's
great.
I want to know,
Absolutely.
you with your Queensland pride, Mal, what's your favourite world in Queensland to go to? Is it Movie World? Is it Dream World? Is it Water World?
Oh, Wally World.
Wally
Wally World.
Wally World, yeah, Wally Lewis
What was
World.
that? National
Lampoon's
Yes.
Vacation. Chevy Chase.
Oh, that's right, it is too.
In
Sorry.
Queensland, that's probably a tribute to Wally Lewis, is it? It's just a giant Wally
That's
Lewis
exactly
head.
right. So we go to Suncorp and that's Wally's World.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, hey, Mel, let's get back to the box thing. So you're going to be sitting there by yourself, and obviously you're supposed to be making notes and seeing who's playing well under this type of pressure. But when you want some other people in there so you can have a bit of banter, I mean, you can still take in the game.
Share the sandwiches.
Well, I've got a box of beers, but I don't want to share too many of them. You know what I mean? So no. So I've got it's a box. So myself and the selectors, actually, here's one
Okay.
insight that we do the man the match. So
Right.
we've got to be our best behaviour. We've got to watch every minute, every second of the game, so we can actually come up with a man of the match that everyone will criticise.
Yeah,
Yes,
no
yeah, of
doubt.
course.
That's
There's-
exactly what happens.
There's no such thing as the right decision in that.
No,
game, is
exactly
there?
right. No, you can never get it right.
Hey, Mel, I'm wondering, right, so you knew when you were playing that you were a legend, right? So everyone knew, right? So I'm just wondering, and Shaun, when
Don't
you're
put me in the Mel's
but
there.
when you're a sporting
Where's this
person,
going,
right?
Shaun?
No,
I don't know, Mel.
when you're a sporting person, you're a legend, right in the guts of your career, because you know that everyone thinks you're amazing. Do you keep certain things, memorabilia, and then sign it and then put it away and
To
then
sell
go
later?
one day later? This is going to make me buckets of money on eBay.
No, I don't.
Oh, you idiot!
No, thanks.
When he was in the height of his career, there was no eBay,
Oh,
Nathan.
God.
No, but
yeah.
you could always auction houses. You know what I mean? Like you always.
Oh, Mel's jersey would go.
Well,
goes
hang on.
for, yep.
Nathan, mate, I've got humility, mate. I don't know about you. What's going on?
Thinking ahead. I'm going to be great. I'm going to sell this for millions.
I don't think no. Everyone
I've kept
God.
articles of
Like a scrapbook.
players' jerseys from all the years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because some are important
It's part
for you,
of the
milestone
collection.
games and stuff like that. But
But
people
not to
always
sell,
ask
not
you
as
to
an investment
donate.
strategy.
Yeah. No, not investment strategy. Jeez. That price would go backwards.
I know. Shaun made nothing of his Beanie Baby collection.
Hey, Mel, I want to ask you about playing in Adelaide in this game. And I heard Ben Hunt speak about this the other day because you're not playing at a traditional rugby or a rugby ground, right?
No,
And
that's right.
he said he finds it really difficult and because the fans are so far away. And I know we've had the game here at Optus Stadium, which is a huge success for West Australians actually to have the massive crowd and everyone going bonkers. But for a player, what do you feel about that?
You do get a bit disorientated is the word, I think.
Yeah.
But we play the SCG as well, so it's such a big ground, and we play in obviously a rectangle field. You sort of get disorientated because normally playing in stadiums where the crowds are pretty close. So at times, I've played in games where players have run over the sideline because they sort of lost track of where they were on the footy field. So it does take a bit of getting used to, but most teams, they're professional these days. They had their runs yesterday, so they've already been on the oval, and we were here and Ben played that game in 2020 as well.
Yep.
So in the stadium, so he should be used to it now. You can't use a footy field as an excuse for losing.
Yeah, no, that's true. Are you all for this idea of the neutral ground, irrespective of the oval size or whatever, but just the notion of taking it into non-traditional rugby league places for that neutral game?
Yeah, I am actually.
Yeah.
I am. I'm a big fan. I think, and it's a fairer system then because you only play once
Yes.
at home.
Yeah.
So in the good old days we used to play 2 at home, 1 away.
Yeah.
And generally, if you play at home, you're a better chance of winning, of
Yeah.
course. So just a fairer system, I reckon. And it's great that we can take, the game of rugby league around the country, which is great as well.
I do think that every state should have a neutral ground place, but so in WA we just build something just in the Nullarbor.
A little warm.
Literally just there.
Here we go. You're trying to be famous or something, aren't you?
The crowd numbers are going to suffer a little.
People will travel. It'll the roadhouse there will do really well.
Between Adelaide and WA,
Yeah.
that's a neutral spot for sure.
Yeah. Play a cockle biddy. You'll love
Be
it.
the best.
Mate, full of ideas, eh? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, none of them good, Mel.
Hey Mel,
No, exactly.
as the national coach and as a person who has the national hat on a regular basis, do you think there's talk about a new team coming out of Queensland, right? They want to put their hands up for the next licence that come along. Where does WA sit in the whole thing
in the
of
lineup,
this?
in the queue?
My personal opinion, I just think WA works really well for our game, broadcast-wise. Obviously, trying to expand the game, becoming a national competition. I just think WA is a lay down misère. That's my opinion. I just feel that Perth and WA should have a team.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, and Queensland just got the Dolphins. They've got a new team.
It was amazing when that team
That's
went.
right.
Now,
Just got to come up with a nice name. That's all.
Yeah, that's
the
right.
Western Reds, we all kind of...
it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suddenly it just stopped. It's like, okay.
That was it.
No more for you.
It was like that.
Who's going to win tonight, Mel?
The Maroons?
Is that a completely objective tip?
Not really, no.
What do you reckon? Is it
No.
going to be a blowout or do you reckon it'll be tight?
I know. Game ones are generally pretty tight.
Yeah.
Pretty clunky because, they're just getting together. So
Yeah.
it's pretty tight tonight, I reckon. Both teams are really equally matched, I feel as well. So, it's just going to be the bounce of the ball or little moments that'll win the game for them. So, yeah, it'll be pretty tight, I imagine.
Well, I'll be watching tonight, Mel. Good luck in the box. Keep
Good luck.
the beers to a minimum so you can get the right calls happening.
Yeah, get the right MVP.
Yeah, so we'll just have to ring me this time tomorrow morning, please, because I probably won't be able to get out of bed.
Yeah, exactly. We wouldn't do that to you.
Thanks, mate.
Have a good
Thanks,
time.
Mel.
Thank you.
The racism investigation wrapped up yesterday. In fact, last night, Gillon McLaughlin held a press conference a bit later in the afternoon/evening, which I was able to watch straight away. And he said after all the investigations done by the a tribunal that no rules were broken on an AFL scale.
What does
And it
that
was
even mean?
Well,
What's the
I think
AFL scale?
So I think the guy was describing it. So the AFL rules are not rules that you have in society. For example, he made an example of this. In an AFL football game, if you punch someone in the stomach, you possibly get 1 to 3 weeks suspension.
But you won't get an
but you
assault
won't
charge.
get an assault charge.
But
yes.
on walking down the street, you go up and
Yes.
punch someone in the guts.
It's frowned upon.
Yes.
Oh, so
Sean,
wait
so
there.
stop doing it.
But there has to be something with decency.
Yes.
And, I don't know if that can translate.
Well, that's an interesting.
But physical, I get.
Is there a
There is probably-
a rule book that because we're not talking about on field stuff.
No.
In this investigation, the allegations made against the Hawthorn Football Club were anything to do with on field. So, is there a rule book that the AFL has of this AFL rules that don't apply in the rest of society?
Not exactly, Nat, other than to say that bringing the game into disrepute can then go over the top of all of that, can't it? Because that's what you would think. You would go, this incident has caused harm on the AFL, right?
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
it has.
Yes.
So that hasn't been used. So what's happened after the investigation by a tribunal of, lawyers?
It was
and the whole
an
lot.
investigation panel essentially. Yeah.
And the First Nations families, the 4 of them who were involved
Heavily
in
involved?
this, heavily
Yeah.
involved, they were the ones who gave, okay, we tick off on the ruling. and we're okay
So
with
they're
it.
okay with the
they
judgment?
okay
Okay with the judgment, 100%. It is said, it is in writing. They are.
Yeah,
Well, if they're okay
but
with it,
are they
then-
actually okay with it?
Yeah, but on the AFL scenario of it. So Chris Fagan, Alistair Clarkson, Jason Burt, they are still not happy. They are angry.
That
So
their names were called into it while it was
they
still
are
under
super angry.
investigation. Yeah.
But on the other side of things, the First Nations people may take this to the Human Rights Commission, but I'm
Yes.
not sure what you get out of this.
So wait, if the
doing
First
that.
Nations people were happy with it, why would they take it further?
Yeah, I don't know. That was a really grey area when the report
Because
was
that sounds
taking
like-
place.
It's like it sounds like it's just a little bit of a legal minefield. Like I'm not a lawyer, I don't know, but the fact that there's one set of rules there that aren't the same as basic human rights.
You know what? I feel like
Commission rules?
I don't know. I don't know anything
No.
about anything really, but I feel like it's a group of powerful people putting their minds together to work out what rules they can bend and shape to get the outcome that they want, possibly.
Yeah, I know.
To
that
make it go away.
It's easy to say that from the outside, but you're dealing with.
Yeah,
I
We don't
totally
know.
get where
Yeah.
you're coming from, Nate, for sure. But there's some really learned people up there that represent all kinds of areas of the public. Who
Yes,
makes that
but their
decision?
interest is in the AFL. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, they're independent.
Yeah.
When you said
Are they?
when you said the First Nations, some First Nation people want to take it further.
May
Take it further.
So-
That's not the families. That's another body.
No,
Or-
that is the families.
So then how can they?
But are they
so
saying that
saying-
they want to, or just that's an option open to
No,
them?
that's an option
Okay.
open. So the
so
AFL,
it's possible they could do that, not
Yeah.
that they've
But
indicated
they
they're
seem
going to.
satisfied apparently.
So the AFL said, Gillon McLaughlin said that he will be, and the AFL will be behind anyone who chooses to take this further, whether it's the First
Right.
Nations
Yeah, okay,
people.
great.
We will be behind you and support you in any which way we can. And also the 3 people have been named in the whole investigation,
Right.
which are the guys that I've already
Yes.
named already. A lot of those guys are really angry, and I'm wondering if they're just going to be... okay, so at what stage do they go, my
Oh,
name
yes,
has
that's
been-
right. That's right. It's
Yeah.
been tarnished.
It's been
Yes.
tarnished
Yes.
forever.
Yeah.
And also, mental health issues and that sort of thing ongoing.
I just
But-
really hope that everything they're saying is above board, to be honest, because I'd hate it to be a scenario, something on such a massive scale of
Yes.
racism was swept under the carpet,
Yeah.
and then a voice isn't being heard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that would suck. So I really
Yeah.
hope that we can believe what
Yes.
they're saying.
And
Yeah.
there are lots of scenarios where people accusers back down from the accusation, not because it's not true, but
Yeah.
because the process of going through the investigation
Oh, yes.
just re-traumatizes
Look at
them.
it.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not saying
well,
that's happened, but I'm saying that
I know,
it's
but a lot of our
it's a
conversations
possibility.
are built on that.
Yeah.
Or I hope that
Yes.
and maybe
Yes.
that they couldn't get the voice that they wanted
Yeah,
to.
that's
But
right.
you also, mate, we've really got to sit with some of
Yes.
these people who are icons of the game, and I know that doesn't matter because it could be anyone.
Yes.
And we've seen some people pass away in recent times that were
Yes.
icons in society
Yeah.
and found
Yes.
out
Yeah, I
they were
think-
no good.
yeah.
But they've got a lot of people that they've dealt with over the journey,
Yeah.
they're irate. They're irate
Yeah.
themselves. So
Yeah, but
no one's wrong.
I mean,
No
the
one's wrong.
accusers were pretty upset about
Absolutely.
it too.
And
yeah.
the thing is, I said that, you said that,
Yeah.
I didn't say that. I don't know where it comes to
Yeah.
an end.
I said none of it. Just because it's football, I don't, you know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm sure from the AFL perspective, they'd like to
Oh well, I'm sure they want it gone.
make sure it's gone.
Yeah.
But more so, the AFL does a lot in terms of recognising Indigenous Australians
Yeah, yeah.
along the journey.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter
and
what you
they'll
do good. It's
continually
when,
do
it's
that.
when someone stuffs up,
Yeah,
you need to
that's right.
address it.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
you know, can take it on face value. I suppose time
Yes.
will tell.
Oh, one more point on this. It being in the media, and we're not journalists. I mean, I'm a super journalist.
I am. I've been approached
Show
by
me
60
your
Minutes many times. And I said
journalism
no.
degree.
I said, no, I don't have the time to travel.
Where do you stand on the fact that this was leaked, so it's
Yeah.
broken, and it's broken people
I know,
before the
I know.
opportunity for us to sit around and go, hey, and get through
Well,
this stuff.
I mean, the journalists that do the leaking
Yeah.
are the ones that you would think would be open to the to legal action in terms
Yes.
of defamation and that sort of thing, because they're not. I mean, it wasn't a legal matter in that they weren't going in front of a court of law. But we know that if somebody's arrested, that we can't talk about that case and say that they did it or say that they're guilty or say their name really even, unless it's in the public sphere.
Yes.
And so we know we can't do that, but they are doing that in this case and dragging them in when really it should be anonymous until
Can
it's
I just
come
say,
out.
Yeah,
and in the media, there are leakers and there are non-leakers. We're
Yeah.
non-leakers. We have had...
Oh, yeah, the stuff we know.
Well, the stuff that, honestly, the stuff that we know about some people, very high-profile people.
The things we could tell you about Shaun McMahon.
The things that they've shared with us, the stories, and they're at a stage now that they don't even have to say this isn't for on air because they know that we would never say it.
Yes.
We've not played interviews before that we thought it would compromise someone, but then there are other people that their careers demand that they leak stuff. Probably from their from their bosses or whatever, or clickbait. So we're just a bunch of non-leakers here.
Haven't been to the toilet so far today.
Don't like to hurt anyone.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.